Good morning, Laura. Queued up here. Hi, Kathy. Yes, good morning. Oh my gosh, yes, good morning. Oh, Miss Sam is here. Saying hi. And Kathy's saying they're not these. Yes, I gotcha. I knew what you meant. I will be right back. I need some water. Okay. Let's see who's here. Hi, Nicolina. Good morning to you and Cheryl. Sim saying, holy cats, it's Wednesday. Yeah. Cheryl saying, good morning. And hi, Elaine. And Eve is here, and Jan is here. Yay. Ooh, McLean making eggs with fresh parsley. Nice. Sounds delicious. I am rolling in late. We all overslept today. So here I am with all of you. Eve saying, so happy to be here with you all. Oh, me too. It is nice to have us together. So as I some tea, if you are checking in, or would like to check in, I should say. Amy's here. Hi. You all must have uh, needed the sleep. I know I came on and there was no one here, and I thought I'd done something incorrectly, of course. So I'm glad that I got there to all of you somewhat on time. So if you've reached us via our replay on YouTube, this is our Mandala Universes. And what we do each day is come together as one. And we find each other in every way with drawings. And the leader may have a reading or share landscape where they happen to be, or some kind of poem. Do some grounding too. And then we draw mandalas. And mandala is the Sanskrit name for circle. And most of us keep a book, but you can really use a napkin in a cafe or your planner. I tend to draw circles and dots. And then we wrap it up 30 minutes later. So, what I do have for you today is from a book that was my parents'. It's called Nest. And it is a photographer, researcher who had a lifelong love of birds and wrote this book and photographed nests. So, what I have today is a little bit of reading about the green heron and their nest. So, I'll post that for you. But if you want to get comfortable where you are, let's come together and center and ground. If approached closer than binocular range, these wary lake, stream, and wetland waders retreat with a slow wing beat and a scolding call, sometimes leaving a spurt of white excrement in judgment or fear. But a careful observer can glimpse these small herons fishing in shallows and along shorelines in incremental stop motion steps. Crouching horizontally, they suddenly dart their long necks and sturdy beaks after an unwitting fish or frog. To better the odds of the catch, green herons cunningly use flies, earthworms, or even bread as bait, and float broken wings, feathers, and sometimes a bit of plastic in the water as lures. Besides fish and frogs, these carnivores consume a witch's pot of leeches, worms, dragonflies, water bugs, beetles, grasshoppers, spiders, crayfish, crabs, snails, snakes, tadpoles, lizard, newts, and rodents. These herons are year-round residents in the warmer zones of North America and migrants in colder latitudes, as their breeding times vary depending on temperature and wetland restoring rains. And here's their nest, and I'll post that. And checking comments here, scrolling back. Miss M is saying hi to you, Eve. Elaine saying, I have funny sock hair this morning. Curls way too tight. Oh my gosh, love it. Little house on the prairie curls. Those are cool. If you haven't seen those, you can do it with a sock. There's also something you can buy that has a little more general shape. And you basically curl it over a sock, pull the sock up over it so you have kind of puppy dog ears, or you have it kind of twisted and lifted. My daughter does it. You have to have fairly long hair, I think, to do it. I've never tried it, but Amy showed us how she does that last time we were together. I can imagine that. Michelina says, I needed the sleep. I hit snooze 3 times. Yeah, I was depending on everyone's alarm, but my own did the same thing. Carol's here saying hi, everyone, dropping in for a moment. As I'm saying and waving hi. Pamela says, asking for good thoughts for my kid's dad. His health is not good. My daughter's out there and they are seeking medical support. Thank you, honey. Well, Pamela, holding you in our hearts. And him, your daughter, your son. Laura Bailey is here. Hi, Laura, checking in begrudgingly back at work. Oh, darn it. Working for a living. Oof. Eve says, I saw no one was here at 11 and was like, I joined once in a blue moon and it's not here, laugh out loud. Then kept updating my page gazillion times and here we are. Yes, sorry I was a little late rolling in. Eve saying to you, dear Pamela, sending love and hearts. Carol saying good thoughts on their way, Pamela. And Elaine saying take care of that ham, Laura. Carol said, wow, I didn't know they were carnivores. Oh, I know. Like quite the carnivores. Watch out if they're coming through the water. Amy says, reminds me of last winter. I saw a handful in Florida. And Amy is sending you a heart, Pamela. He's saying, Miss M, I just noticed that the mandala bag you made for us has rainbow thread. Wow. Miss M saying, sending hugs to Laura and Pamela. And Elaine was saying, Laura, you've inspired me to make a pinata. You know, my secret is we're buying a pinata for my husband. He turns 60 the day after Thanksgiving. So we're hunting for the perfect one. Sounds like I need to look at some inspiration from Elaine too. And Kathy says, Pamela, sending strength and wisdom to Meg. And Miss M says, hi again, waving. And Kathy's saying, I'm working while listening this morning, painted earlier this morning. A crazy busy day at work with 5 meetings between now and 1 o'clock. Oh gosh, girl. Oof, that's a lot of meetings. Elaine says, hugs to you, Pamela. And Miss M says, glad you noticed the rainbow Eve. And Nicolene is saying, hang on there for the ride, Kathy. Amy says, amazing. Pinata. That's awesome, Elaine. Laura says, what animals did you choose? Too many margaritas in the cantina, and I'll always leave with a pinata. They're just dangling, begging to be purchased. Oh my gosh, that is hilarious. I guess that's what I have to do. Get Marley drunk and take her out for margaritas. Pamela saying, Mickling is saying, adding your children's dad to my list of prayers. My witchy sisters are doing prayer amplification together. Yeah. Carol saying, love you all. See you soon. Bye, Carol. And Miss Sim saying, yay, Elaine. I drew the unicorn for my mandala, Laura. And KG's here. Hi. Yay. And Cheryl saying, well-being to your kids, Dad. Whew, that was a lot of comments. So I apologize right now that my earbuds pick up my swallowing, which is not great. I need to sift and not swallow again. All right, as always, you're gonna have to help me with the date. It is the 12th. Yesterday was Veterans Day. This is my late homage to the veterans in our family on both sides. Here in the States, we celebrate on the 11th this year, yesterday. Pamela's saying thank you for all your support. I just painted an angel, my sister's favorite, and she passed 5 months ago. She is also present for him. And Cheryl said, saw GBH flying out at Chrissy Field. Could clearly see it. A dinosaur. That must be a plane. Must have been an old plane. How cool. I can't remember if I've told you this before, but my dad was an aerospace engineer. So my childhood was filled with lots of air shows and airplanes and all the things. And when my dad turned, he must have been 65. My mom set up a flight for him to go up in a biplane. And he had to name himself something other than Ron. And so he named himself Hawk. And the pictures were so cool. I can't imagine how he felt going up there, having never been behind the controls. I'm glad you got to see that, Cheryl. Oh, wait, no. Flying. Okay, not a plane, a great blue heron. A flying dinosaur, so prehistoric. Yes, back to birds. Yeah, we have great blue herons here. Gorgeous. I think the green herons are small. Amy can verify that probably, but the great blue herons are huge and so quiet when they take off. It's amazing. Elaine saying, I'm amused. The grumpy guy across the street just stepped in dog poo. Oh, no. Oh, good morning to you, guy across the street. Mila's here. What's going on? Mila, hey, that's my dog, Mila. Pamela's saying, what region are green herons present in? It says year round. They're in the warmer zones of North America and they migrate to cooler latitudes. And the migrants move to cooler latitudes. So some migrate and some don't. Yes, I'm just commenting on Mila. Mila just turned 7 last month or September. They're guessing she's a rescue, so not exactly sure how old she was. We think she was about 3 months when we got her. Adopted her in Central Oregon. My first dog of all my life. Amazing. I wish I'd known or listened, I should say. Having a dog is incredible. Pamela's saying, I'll have to be on the lookout for them here in our wetland reserve. Yeah, I'll post this. There's a drawing, and she'll have to look out for the nest, I guess. Show's saying we have the night herons here. They stay pretty hidden. They seem similar to the green size and nets. Yeah, and Cheryl saying so. Dennis the Menace, Elaine. Oh my gosh. Yeah, the blue herons are actually very loud. They kind of honk usually when they take off. And a long time ago, gosh, it's been 25 years ago, we lived in Lake Oswego, which our apartment looked down on the lake, and my kitchen window looked straight down into a blue heron's nest, which is huge and messy. So we could see, we could never see the eggs, but we did see them hatch, and they were so loud with their honking. Um, Quiet to land, honking a lot when they take off. She she just wants in, honey. She can't. The door's closed. What's the matter, silly? Kathy's saying she's got to run. Love to you all. Hi, Kathy. So here we go. Our time flies. And we can check out. So something came up for you today or anytime today, and you want to share your words, your inner weather. I didn't get very far. I got about that far. Um, so we'll see what becomes of that. I actually have some time this morning. My snowbird client is able to push him into a different time. So trying to be with you more often. Kalina's saying, shake your world in solid prayers. Yeah. And Elaine's saying, love that book. I love it too. I'm really trying to fill the space, but trying to be okay with not and just putting something small like this, lots of white space and not anything else. Oh, I miss you guys. Heard from Laura a few times this week, and both of us were wishing we were closer geographically. So as you come into your day today, I encourage you to take a moment to breathe deeply. Give yourself at least 3 to 5 breaths once in a while. Pamela is saying, I'm grateful that I can easily be with all of you in the light. What a gift. Holding you, like I said, Pamela, we are holding you for sure. And Laura says, wish we all lived closer to each other, but not too close. Yeah, we could have our own little distance from one another, but close enough to get to one another quickly. That would be nice. Mandala commune. Elaine says I could use some porch company. Okay, I like it. I'll look at my schedule and see if I can FaceTime you this morning. I miss him saying FaceTime is my friend. Yes. I love that technology. I wish we'd had it when my mother was alive, so she could see a little more Marley than she was able to just over the phone. Cheryl's saying a small town where we could all live walking and biking distance from one another. I love it. We've had some clear days to just enjoy a little more autumn this week. That's been nice. Get some extra walks to do that. Amy's saying no words yet, but a beautiful blue nest with golden eggs appeared on my page. Elaine says it always comes back to the compound ideas. Dreamy. And with that, Miss Em says thanks. Hi to Danny, my husband. You can see him, can't you, when he walks by? Amy saying, Elaine, I'll be there eventually on the porch. And Eve saying, my mandala says we never travel alone. And with that, wishing all of you well, the deepest, fullest Hugs. Embrace you all. I'll see you next week.